Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for being here. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of February 5th through the February 12th. I am running a little bit behind, but we're going to get these going here for you. Friendly reminder to take what resonates, leave behind what does not, check your other placements. If nothing resonates with you whatsoever, leave it behind. The message is not for you at this time. If things resonate and or if you simply enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe. It notifies you of future content, which there's going to be a lot more coming here. And of course, it helps me as well. So, hey. Again, this is just a general reading. This is not a one-on-one. We're going to start with my Dungeons and Dragons Tarot. And then we will do some clarifications, maybe an oracle card or two. Alright. Overall energy of the deck is the Seven of Wisdom in the reverse position. We have the Six of Intelligence as your current situation, or I'm sorry, try to give you a little more of a viewing here, you know. Okay. Six of Intelligence, your current situation, Aquarius. This is in the reverse position. We then have the Seven of Strength in the reverse position. That is for your challenge. That's what's challenging you, sorry. That's your obstacles or opportunities. We have the Moon card in the reverse position. That is the foundation for your question or what you should be focusing on. We have the Eight of Charisma in the upright position. She is your past card. We have Justice in the reverse position. That is Libra energy, if I remember correctly. Oh, did I get distracted? Yep, Libra. Okay. That is the reverse position. That is for possibilities involved or what you might be hoping for. We have the Hierophant, Taurus energy in the upright position. That's for your near future. We have the Knight of Strength in the reverse position. That is for you and the energy you're bringing to this reading. We have the Eight of Wisdom in the upright position. That is your external or environmental influence. That could also be your subconscious. We have the Page of Strength for your hopes, fears, reminders, and warnings. That's your advice card. That is in the reverse position. And then we have the Fool card in the reverse position as the overall outcome. So, very, very... you do have a couple of major arcanas here. Is that first one the Moon, right? All right. Seven of Wisdom. Let's get this show on the road. Seven of Wisdom. So, normally, Seven of Wisdom is this awesome dwarf. It says, our capacity to be discerning in our decisions and to choose from a place of clarity and wisdom. So that is in the reverse position. So we are struggling, okay? So a little bit of indecisiveness here, okay? Let's get a little bit of a bigger picture here with that Six of Intelligence for your current situation, also in the reverse position. So, freeing yourself from burdens and old ways of thinking. So we are struggling with a little bit of indecisiveness. We're unable to discern from a place of clarity and wisdom, learning from mistakes, past repeating itself. This is freeing yourself from that burden. So we are struggling with, basically it's holding on to the past. It's holding on to your past self. It's holding on to old ways of thinking. So negativity, you might be constantly doubting yourself or, doubting in things that are being given to you because of the outcomes or the way things have happened in the past. You gotta make sure that you're letting go of that. Or, it could be you're so used to having red flags everywhere that when something good comes to you, you're like, okay, what's the catch, right? Let's hit that 7 of strength here. 7 of strength. Also in the reverse position. This is a challenge, opportunity, or an obstacle. Dealing with the overwhelming, letting go of what causes stress. So perfectionism, desire, fear, and future tripping. Okay, so we are struggling. This is definitely a struggle. So Aquarius, if something is stressing you out, or this need to be a perfectionist, right? When you're doing something, so something's just not good enough, or you're constantly afraid, right, of the past repeating itself, your relationship being exactly like your ex, blah, 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 right? That negativity begins to manifest into your life because it's what you expect. You're not being grateful. You're not feeling good about things. You're constantly doubting yourself. You're constantly blaming yourself, even though maybe it's not you always, right? Like, yeah, there might be a common issue or, a toxic trait or something that you should work on, but you are consistently just assuming that things are going to go for the worst. You're overwhelming yourself. You're overburdening yourself. You're holding on to this. You're wondering, what if? What does the future bring? And is it just going to be horrible? It's just going to be bad like this is. Or what if I don't succeed? Or what if blah, 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 right? We want to get these into the upright so that when the time comes for these moments, or when you overcome these, it is literally going to be a breath of fresh air. It is going to be this amazing, powerful feeling inside of you. You are going to start seeing synchronicities and signs from the universe, signs from your angels, guidance. You're going to feel so much better when you get these into the upright position, because you are no longer coming from a place of lack. You're no longer coming from a place of negativity. You're not surrounding yourself inside of that. So the Moon card is the current foundation for your question, okay, or what you should be focusing on. The Moon is all about doing shadow work and illusions and, things like that. So in this deck, the Moon says facing and allowing deep-seated fears to dissolve in the light of your awareness. Remove words from the mind and breath. So basically, what this one wants to remind you of is face your fears and allow them to dissipate. Allow yourself to get rid of them. For an example, if you had a wonderful idea at work, okay, and you have a meeting or a presentation, and you want to bring this wonderful idea because you think it would be very successful to your team, for your business, for your company, but you're so afraid to even take the chance out of fear of rejection, right? Who cares? Right? Rejection sucks. No one's saying that, anyone likes rejection. But the worst case scenario for this wonderful idea of yours would be they say no. And what do you do when they say no? You take your idea with confidence. You can ask for constructive criticism. Some people deal with that a little better than most. And some people will give you their opinion whether you ask for it or not. Take it back to the drawing board, tweak it, fix it, improve it, and go at it again. What is better? Failure or never trying at all? Right? So that's kind of what I take away from that. On a normal reading, your Moon card signifies an inner turmoil and ignoring your subconscious, okay? And, remember, the moon is all about illusion, dreams, fears, anxieties, and instincts. So we're in the reverse position. We have a lot more going on with ourselves than externally. Okay? The moon in the reverse position is, the card suggests that instead of exploring your subconscious, you're ignoring it altogether. Don't repress your instincts and emotions. Connect to the wild subconscious within you. Shed all of your childhood baggage and accept who you are and what you want. So again, as I had said earlier with these last 3 cards, you are struggling with letting go of something. It could be very painful, but these things you cannot ignore. You have to heal them. Whether that means getting therapy, whether that means talking to a friend, whether that means getting self-help books, watching self-help videos on YouTube, listening to podcasts, listening to mantras, doing affirmations, whatever works for you and whatever you really need. Depending on the situation, you might need a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist, as said. You could need a group, but you have to be able to face these things, and you have to be able to heal from them and move on with them. You learn from these things, you absorb these things, you feel your emotions, you don't bury them, you feel them. Feel the upset, feel the sadness, feel that heartbreak, and then we heal from it and we begin to move forward. Okay, so they want you to focus on healing that. Get rid of that inner turmoil. Start listening, to your subconscious and start moving forward with your life. All right, let's hit that. And just make sure that's also a Pisces energy, just so it's like I felt like I missed one. So we got a Pisces energy, we have a Libra energy, we have a Taurus energy. So that's actually kind of cool. Let's hit that 8 of Charisma. The 8 of Charisma is in your past position. It is actually in the upright. The 8 of Charisma talks about paying attention to doing the simple things well. Slow and steady wins the race. Now, you have been doing that, at least it's in the upright now. So in your past, there was something that made you decide that you needed to start doing these little things. Or I'm going to go ahead and pull on that because that's kind of a weird card. That could be your recent past. That could be a little bit further on. Most likely it's recent. It's in the upright. It's in a good position. And it does state about or talk about being something that, is actually a really good thing. You slowed down. Thank you so much. So, a decision to be made, a new venture, a crossroads. We have that Sun in the reverse position, and then we have the Queen of Swords. Interesting that you have the Moon card focusing on it right now, and then we have that Sun in the reverse position. So, perhaps something has thrown you off. You slowed down, you wanted to start taking your time and paying attention to the small details. Maybe you got a little hung up on the small details. And the Two of Wands is about ambition, partnership, potential, and exploration. It encourages you to examine all the options before you take that drive of yours and channel it towards success. This is an optimistic card that loves exploration and collaboration. You could be exploring the dating scene with glee or trying new things to spice up your current affair. At work, you could be cooking up something special with a new colleague or traveling thanks to a new opportunity. You're ready to grow, and the Two of Wands is encouraging you to do so. Then we jump back to that Sun card in that reverse position. The Sun card talks about all of, warmth and joy and success. But when it's reversed, it talks about you struggling a little bit. So it is still optimistic. Sometimes it can be a little overly optimistic. You can set unrealistic expectations. But it also is a trouble seeing the bright side. So you struggle with seeing that silver lining. The reverse Sun card can hint at a few different things. Either you're having difficulty seeing and appreciating the silver lining in life, or your successes and celebrations are taking longer to actualize. Be patient because happiness, joy, and love are on the horizon, but be careful to not be overly optimistic. Check with those you trust to make sure you're being realistic. So it's great to have expectations. You want to have a little bit, but sometimes we set the bar so high, so freaking high, that it's like, okay, well, yeah, of course that wasn't going to happen tomorrow, and then we get disgruntled or frustrated or upset because, oh, well, I said I was going to have $1,000,000 yesterday and I only got $1. I'm $1 richer. Now, we should still be happy and grateful and thankful and amazed about this dollar that we received, and yet we're not, because we set that bar so high that all we do is beat ourselves up about it. Let's check that Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords in the reverse position. Yeah, so you're working on something. It's probably success. That is what I'm going to take away from this. Only because this is going to be your wonderful energy, I am assuming. Because it's susceptibility to influence, it's a cold-heartedness, and it's an over-emotionality, okay? When she's reversed, when she's upright, it's independent, it's discernment, which your overall energy of the deck talked about. It's having boundaries, it's direct communication, it's a lack of bias. When reversed, the queen clutches at grudges and resentments that keep her away from reason. Instead of rising above the pain, she might find herself perpetuating it with others. Be careful not to let the act of setting your emotions aside to make decisions turn into letting emotions fester unresolved. Last, don't let your need for independence steer you into isolation, okay? So I'm going to guess that this is more, it could very well be a relationship. I'm not really seeing that, but in the case that it is, we'll go over it a little bit here. I cannot find the right angle for this. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so there we go. Yeah. All right. We have that 8 of charisma, which is talking about slowing down, slow and steady wins the race, like the tortoise and the hare, right? And it's paying attention to those small details, putting in that extra little bit of time and effort to making what you do good, right? Doing it well. Not having to go back and do it, not doing it half-assed, going and doing it well, okay? And taking that extra time. And then here we have this, you had this decision to be made. I've mentioned it in my other readings. The 2s are always kind of a decision, okay? The two of Cups still talks about choices. Your 2 of Pentacles talks about juggling. Your 2 of Wands talks about crossroads and making 2 new ventures, right? And then we have the 2 of Swords, which is about making a decision, all right? It usually talks on either or. It might be a no-win situation, but it is a decision that needs to be made. The card's definition actually says that sometimes it's better to not do nothing, but really, I mean, is it? Because you're still going to have to make that decision down the road, right? Okay, this one talks a little bit more, it's a little more uplifting in the upright position, because it talks about how, like, you are doing this and yada yada, okay? So since we're clarifying that past card here, so we started slowing down and paying attention. We had this wonderful opportunity come to us. We got a little shook up and we didn't see the silver lining. Perhaps you're still at that crossroads a little bit. Maybe you staggered. Maybe you stalled yourself, right? And then we have that Queen of Swords, which is why I say it's your wonderful energy, because you're struggling with that past. You're struggling to let go of things that bother you. You're struggling to let go of that inner turmoil. And it's fair. It's understandable. You've been hurt. It's not saying that you're invalid. But you can't move forward if you're living like that. You can't do anything if you're self-sabotaging yourself, and which is very common for us to do. So you flip that, you become this wonderful powerhouse, okay? So you struggle with this a little bit, but we're not going to count that one because that one's fine unless we somehow change that. But you flip the script, and then all of a sudden you have this success. Right? You have this warmth, this joy, this success, this inner childlike being, because you let go of the toxic past. You let go of that childhood baggage from your moon card. And then we have this in the upright, and then we have this wonderful, independent, setting boundaries, direct communication, strong intention, standing with your integrity, standing with your beliefs, and there's nothing, you're not biased about this. You're just like, no, this is it. But right now, we're struggling with it so much that we're being cold-hearted and we're being over-emotional and we're taking everything at personal attack, Okay, so this is the past position here. Go ahead and keep moving forward because I don't want to keep you forever. We have the Justice card. That's our Libra energy. Card number 11. Am I remember correctly? Oh, I might be thinking. No, yeah. Okay. We're in the reverse position here. This is for the possibilities involved or what we might be hoping for. Since it's in the reverse, I'm going to say it's probably not hoping for, but we'll see. We'll look into it. Your capacity to create a new reality through shattering old limiting beliefs. Okay, for that for sure would be a hope, right? So that's just talking about, as it says, your capability, your capacity to create a new reality. But you have to get rid of all of these negative self-limiting, self-doubt, limiting beliefs. Things that, I can't do that. I'm not good enough to do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. No. We don't do that here. We don't do that in this channel. We talk about how amazing we are and how great we are. And we're going to do this and be successful. And we're going to power through. Okay? But in a normal reading, our Justice card talks on dishonesty and unfairness and subjectivity, okay? So when reversed, Justice shares some commonality with the flaws of the Vigilante, okay? That's normally the anime deck. The reverse card suggests that you know that you've done something that isn't morally right, and whether or not you own up to this is your deed. You must live with this truth. Look beyond your desires, your egos, and your biases in order to get back to the truth. Don't let your judgment be overruled by emotions. So perhaps, since that is a possibility involved, I'm going to go ahead and jump back and say that had something to do with your past. Not to say that you did something. I don't know. We're not going to go too deep into that, but there is something that we might not be too proud of. We might have acted a little hasty. We might have made a rash decision or acted a little cold-heartedly or over emotionally, and we made a decision without fact. We went ahead and just jumped the gun and did this. So we might have acted a little unfairly about something. We might have been a little dishonest about something. We might have just been so angry that we just wanted a conclusion, a closure, even though it's not the right one, right? It happens. We can get a little brash when we think emotionally or when we've been hurt by something. Let's go ahead and continue just to keep this moving. I would like to pull on your near future here. So we got the Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about tradition and doctrine, education, beliefs. So it's more of a traditional state, though, and it is a Taurus card. So using spiritual understanding and wisdom to perceive the world. That is what the D&D deck states it as. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Spiritual beliefs, doctrine and tradition, education, and conformity. Okay? This is your near future. Often seen as the male counterpart to the High Priestess, the Hierophant leans less toward personal intuition and more toward the wisdom, tradition, and knowledge of trusted authority figures. He asks you to listen to institutional knowledge and represents the tried and true way of doing things. If you're looking for advice or understanding, this card may be pointing you to a mentor who can guide you through a challenging situation, one who can help you explore spiritual enlightenment, whatever that looks like to you. So it could be talking about, a church kind of group, I've already mentioned it, a healing group, somewhere where you can have a sense of camaraderie. Let's go ahead and pull on that Hierophant. It's to help you heal. It's to help you move forward. It's to get you back to your roots, especially since we're ignoring our subconscious altogether. We could be ignoring spirit, God, angels, guides, totem, all the time. Okay? So you're just like, whatever. And they're like, hey, Aquarius, hey. And you're like, what was that? I'm hearing things. Okay, right? And you're ignoring all the signs, They give you a red flag, and you're just like, okay. just examples. I'm not saying you actually do it that way, but okay, see again, yeah, your Two of Wands. Two of Wands in the reverse position now. We have the Emperor in the reverse position now. And we have the Magician in the reverse position here. Interesting. Okay. So again, we're talking about new ventures, new opportunities, but now there's a stalling, there's a stagnation. I always think that's interesting when it has something, it repeats like your past. These two are different, obviously, right? But like that's super interesting that it's like, oh, it's back to this now, even though I was just talking about how this probably isn't going away. It's probably just like that, right? And I was like, well, maybe you did stall it. And now all of a sudden we have this in the reverse position. So the Two of Wands, ambition, normally, right, okay, sorry. Hesitation, a struggle, and unanticipated difficulties. So all of a sudden we're struggling, we're stagnating, okay? This card warns you of either giving up too soon or acting too quickly on your new venture. You may be excited to start, but that doesn't mean you should forego planning or following through. Remember to think logically as well as emotionally, not just with your heart, not just with your mind. You got to balance them. That's a pretty difficult thing to do. Lay the groundwork and see this thing to the finish line, okay? So then we have the Emperor in the reverse position. Sorry, my nose is getting all irritated. Domineeringness, rigidity, control freak, and closed-minded. So again, we're kind of on that Queen of Swords energy in the reverse position. This warns that you're either going too far with these values or not going far enough. So is power being abused? Are you becoming domineering or overbearing? Perhaps the Emperor is calling on you instead to stand up to a flawed authority figure. This card reverse can also signify the need to nurture your self-discipline and to stop avoiding your power. Recommit yourself and lay down groundwork and achieve your goals. Okay, so again, it's just telling you to step into your power. That could also be the possibilities involved with this Justice card. Perhaps you are facing something that you need to be like, you know what, this is wrong. I'm putting my foot down. You can't treat people this way. Something like that. Like, it could very well be that. And then you have that Magician in the reverse position, but you struggle so much with yourself or your subconscious, your negativity, your self-limiting doubts here that you're struggling to actually come about and do these things, but you think about them all the time. And then you start scaring yourself with the what ifs of the future. Untapped or blocked power and manipulation of power, okay? That's your Magician in the reverse position. So this card says that your power is either dormant or being wielded unfairly. Ask yourself whether what you're working to actualize has integrity or if it lacks honor. Alternatively, someone could be taking advantage of your power for questionable ends. Think about who will benefit from your hard work. Lastly, if you feel blocked in the actualization of the goal, this card reverse encourages you to think innovatively. What's at your disposal? You can make what you have work. Okay, so again, wonderful cards, but we want to be in the upright position. So you're struggling with all of this, with your wonderful, wonderful energy here. And you just got to do the work, and that can be hard. And sometimes we're doing it, and we're doing so well, and we lose it because something triggers us, something happens, something that we think went away didn't actually go away, and now we're repeating it, and now we're focusing on it, and now it's back to haunt us, and now we're crying every night, something like that. Your Knight of Strength is you and the energy you're bringing to this reading. How cool. I never realized that. Okay, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. So Knight of Strength, but we're in the reverse position. Personally, I feel like knights are always messengers. Sometimes I do not agree with the messages given with them. The D&D deck is a little different, but like if it was a normal reading, I'd be like, well, they're messengers. They bring news. But sometimes they say like, it's not happening, or it's like if this was the Knight of Swords, which it very well could be. I'm not sure in this deck. It's like a bad omen, and I'm like, I don't actually agree with that. I feel like it could be, but a lot of the time when I've gotten it, it's like it feels like they've just slowed down. Like they're not taking action. But sorry, I don't know why I decided to explain that to you. But going full out and not looking back, following your gut, doing what it takes to make it happen. But again, we're in that reverse position, so we're not. Okay, so you and the energy that you're bringing to this reading is you want that. You want to follow that gut instinct, but you've ignored it for so long that everything feels bad or everything feels like a trap. You want to follow your gut and you want to do what it takes to make it happen. Okay? And I feel, especially with all that energy, like even this, your near future, just talked about it, that you just struggle so much with getting there. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. This is taking a little while. Your reading is so interesting, and I want to help you through this. I'm just kind of getting hung up on almost everything. Sorry, Aquarius. Okay, so your 8 of Wisdom here in the upright position. All right, you're shielding yourself. You're shielding that beam of light. It's awesome. Finding a way out of past pain by having faith that something better is waiting for you. Okay, so that's your external influence. That's your environmental influence. That's the subconscious that you're ignoring. Find a way out of your past pain. Get the help you need. Face that fear. Face it head on. And have faith that something better is waiting for you. Yes, your past is painful. I understand. Okay? But move forward. You got this. Okay? You totally have this. Everything's fine. Have faith that it's better. Tomorrow's going to be better. Tomorrow's going to be better. Tomorrow's better. Tomorrow's better. Tomorrow's better. But live in that present moment. It's the only thing that I'm going to say is absolutely have faith that everything's going to be great. Everything is all uphill from now, okay? But live in that present moment. Think today is great, okay? Start your morning and today is a good day, okay? Page of Strength here. I like the Page of Strength. It usually has a pretty neat thing. It's this awesome little chef. Hopes, fears, reminders, and warnings. Your advice card. Page of Strength. Little goblin chefy chef. It takes energy to do something awesome, so go for it. Engage your first spirit and follow your passion, okay? So you're not really doing that is what I get from that reversed. But, so here, hopes, fears, reminders, and warnings. So, I would say they are telling you to do this, okay? Follow your passion. Find what makes you passionate. It could also be a reminder or a warning to don't throw away your responsibilities. Don't throw away things that are important because you want to be a little more free-spirited or, whatever. But make time for yourself. I think that would be the main takeaway for that for me, is make time for yourself. Do what you enjoy. Have a little bit of a kid-like nature. Just don't throw your life down like a garbage disposal because you want to do this. Unless it totally feels right and you decide that that is the right path for you and you want to live off the grid or whatever, then maybe that's what you want to do. But you got to face things. You got to do the work in order to reach points of that. I wouldn't want you going into isolation feeling the way that you possibly feel at this time. The Fool in the reverse position. So we have the Fool, following your heart with innocence and wonder. But we're in the reverse position, which is, of course, the opposite of that. We're not doing that, okay? So the Fool in the reverse position is a recklessness, it's a restraint, and it's a consideration. So the card tells you to pause and reconsider your decisions. Yes, intuition and idealism are great, but it's important not to ignore common sense. Things aren't always as they seem, so think ahead and look before you leap. Lastly, if you're surrounded by signs telling you to go, 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 but you're still hesitating, this card this card reverse tells you to stop hemming and hawing and go all in. So think before you act. Don't ignore common sense. Look before you leap. But at the same time, you know what? Let's use my other one. If something has been telling you go, 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 which you possibly are not even hearing because you're ignoring your subconscious, you're ignoring the signs that they're giving you, it's telling you that the time is now. You got the Knight of Cups. You got the Nine of Wands. And, oh, you know what? I'm going to take that one too because, okay. All right, so actually a lot of love here kind of just popped out. It doesn't feel really like a love reading to me though, but maybe that's something that you're also hoping for. So we got the Knight of Cups. Again, this is in the reverse position. So I would say slow moving. It might give you a different thing, but we'll talk about it. We have the Nine of Wands. You got the Ace of Cups, which is a love offering. Some sort of offering, but cups are usually emotional and it's love. And then we have the Nine of Cups. That wasn't in the reverse position. It was in the upright. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure. I'll keep that to the side. Anyway, maybe it was in the upright. Maybe. Hold on. No, yeah, it wasn't. Right. Thank you. Okay. Well, no. Actually, okay. Let's read the other ones because now I'm not sure about that card. Maybe I'll tell you both. I'll tell you both just because I thought it was in the upright, but now I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't. Okay. So anyway, rewind the video and tell me. Just kidding. So your Knight of Cups are all about romance. But when we're in the reverse position, it talks about unrealistic expectations of moodiness and an overactive imagination. So setting the bar too high, setting those expectations kind of out of sight, right? So the Knight of Cups is a negative omen. Often this card indicates that your dream project or good news will turn out poorly. For example, promises will be revoked or deals will fall through, or that the project or events won't live up to expectations. When reversed, the Knight can signal that your dreams and emotions are getting away with you, perhaps making you too depressed or overwrought to bring projects to fruition. So with it coinciding with the rest of your reading, it could be just more so of a delay. Or again, it's like you're holding yourself back so much that you, like it said, is you're overwrought and you're depressed and you can't do anything that you want to do because you feel like you're going to fail. You need to leave that state of mind. Now, if it is an offering coming in, personally, I don't think it's negative. It's delayed. It's slowed down. Especially because it's like, we have to look at your other cards here, but it's like, I usually go off of what comes out altogether. And that's why it's like with this card, it kind of is like, well, it might be in a reverse position. But we have protection and a defensiveness and vigilance and past struggles, but boundaries, okay? So the Nine of Wands indicates that you might be preparing to defend your power and accomplishments and protect your vulnerabilities, even if there isn't a direct threat on the horizon. This is because you struggle so much with holding on to that past. You've been hurt so much by people, by jobs, by relations, by family, that you're kind of like, I'm protecting myself. It doesn't matter. Like, I feel like you're on the attack. I feel like you're up to no good because I live in my past. I can't heal from this. So you are going to, but everyone's been there. Everyone has something that goes, oh, light bulb, nope, right? Okay. Perhaps you've had to overcome quite a bit recently, so you're on edge and prepared for the worst. Either way, your walls are up and your knives are out. The question is that really necessary? Most likely, no. Pause and think about whether your defensiveness is warranted. On the way to accomplishing your goals, you might be stressing yourself out over nothing because you're assuming things will go wrong. Ask yourself if defensiveness is what's needed instead of communication and vulnerability, and let your guard down and stand tall. Okay? Then we have this wonderful Ace of Cups. We all know the Ace of Cups. Love, happiness, possibility, and beginnings. Okay? So even if the Knight of Cups is a negative omen, you have something bringing in greatness, okay? So again, as said, I like to read them all together, and that's why I feel like it's more of a delay when it comes out like this. But signals your heart is open to love and all its possibilities. Because this card is an ace, expect a new beginning on the horizon. Whether this is falling head over heels at first sight, you and your partner declaring the first time that you love each other, or an exciting new opportunity at work, that'll allow you to put your creativity to good use. This beginning is an exciting one. You're overflowing with love, joy, and inspiration. Revel in it. So then we take that Nine of Cups here, okay? And I'll read you both because now I'm not 100% sure if it was in the reverse position or if it was in the upright position. I thought it was in the upright, but maybe it was reversed. So the Nine of Cups talks about satisfaction, contentment, fulfillment, and celebration, okay? Says it's time to celebrate your connection. You're at a place in your life where you're truly content and you want to revel in that joy. Looking for love, you might just find the right person soon. Looking to progress at work, expect good news and fulfillment. Host a celebration with your loved ones. You deserve it. But in the reverse position, self-doubt, delayed gratification, When reversed, the Knight of Cups signifies that you might be feeling undeserving of your joy, but brush those feelings aside. You do deserve to celebrate and be happy. The Knight of Cups reversed can also warn that your satisfaction is a bit delayed. If that's the case, keep holding on. Your wish come true is right around the corner. Just persevere and believe. So either or, we're just going to put it sideways. Either or, that card is very good, okay? It might not happen exactly as you want it to or exactly when you want it to, but it's coming. Okay, we're going to go ahead and close out. I've kept you for a while. I'm sorry, Aquarius, but, your reading was just so interesting, and it's full of a little bit of a darkness. I'm not going to lie. But you're going to overcome it. You do have positive cards here. They just need to flip. You just got to flip the script. Okay. So your oracle from the Spirit of the Animal Oracle deck, is the pronghorn. It's action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Take action. Okay? Stop living in the past. Stop living in fear. Thank you, Aquarius, for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it resonated. Be sure to check your other placements once I finally get them all out. If it resonated and or if you simply enjoyed, please remember to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. It helps you. It helps me. And we're all happy. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.